We're into November, so it's time to see what was picked up in October of 2024. First up, and sent in by James, is a nice set of the long-running Temperate Greek Lizard camouflage. Up until just recently, this was the standard issue pattern of the country, but is now currently in the process of being replaced by a similar pattern featuring an updated color scheme meant to fit more environments. Next to them is an older US Army Ridgway cap, which was essentially a stiffened M1951 field cap, a sort of predecessor to the current patrol cap seen being used by the Army, Air Force, and Space Force. Thank you, James. Next up are two pieces out of Asia, granted from opposite sides of it. On the left is a pretty eye-catching purple DPM from Oman. Using a wide variety of color-adjusted DPM camos, perhaps the most well-known one is their standard orange, used by the Army, but there are quite a few more used by various agencies and branches, such as this one worn by police officers. Next to it is an equally peculiar and unique pattern out of Malaysia, which too is connected to police forces, specifically those of the Police General Operations Force. Beyond the color choice, an interesting element of the pattern is how the green shapes quite literally reflect light, giving them something of a sheen when seen, making the already ineffective pattern much more obvious. Finally, picked up at the Duffel Bag semi-annual show are a few pieces related to Russia and the United States. On the left is an urban blue dominant woodland-style camouflage used by railway troops, which is a service that falls under the logistical support of the Russian armed forces. Technically being created all the way back in 1851, it is tasked with maintenance, construction, and security of railways, as well as supplying troops and the management and usage of armored trains, among other things. Next to it are a field cap and canteen in variations of the TTSKO or Bhutan pattern, both in older Soviet designs. Due to the stamps and markings being faded, it's hard to say when and where they were made, but based on the age of the pattern, chances are good late 80s into early 90s. Finally, and perhaps most interestingly, is a US Army OG 507 utility shirt, which saw the addition of red collar tabs, as well as a large gold and red star shield patch, which denotes the piece as a part of an OPFOR unit. There are a few different eras of US OPFOR uniforms, with the Circle Trigon Army being the main one through the 1970s. Judging from the era these 507s were used, coupled with the decrease of specially made Red Force and a rise of recycled older uniforms, a safe bet would be the early to mid-1980s. But on that note, we've again come to the end of another acquisitions video. See everyone again next month, same place, and sort of same time. Until then.